been in real estate for close to 20 years, in lending, in the real estate, in teaching, in coaching, and also as a salesperson. Recently, I just got my broker's license, so that's exciting. Yes. More responsibility. Yeah, thank you. So it is, this is just the best career. And you guys made such a great decision in getting into real estate because you get to take this however far you want to take it. And you can design it however you want to design it. If you want to sell 1 or 2 deals a year, okay. If you want to sell 1 or 2 deals a week, that's okay. You get to do whatever you want. There is no ceiling. There is no age ceiling. I love that. I have the people who actually got me into this business are in their mid-80s, little couple, and they're doing real estate together. I'm getting your booklets right now. They're just, thank you. So, the earliest, obviously, you can get in is 18. And I've had an 18-year-old who killed it. I coached him. So it's really exciting that there's no limits in the business except like you put it on yourself. And we're going to talk about breaking those limitations that you put on yourself. Does that sound good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's go around here. And there's people on the Zoom, which I'm going to learn how to do that too. So let's go around and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick, 22. I originally got into business to do commercial, but previous firms didn't really work out. So now I'm here with, I view it as a better foundation to just start off with and kind of use that resource to get to where I eventually want to go.
I love it. Love it, Rick. Thank you.
My name is Mike. Did cell phones for the last 20 years. And now it's time to switch and transition. So I thought, why not switch over to real estate? Perfect opportunity to make tons of money and have more free time. So the combination.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. And you've already bought the book and started reading.
Yeah, The Millionaire, yes. How to Be a Millionaire, Keller Williams. And it's just the first 2 chapters. It's already a lot to take in. And they put a lot of responsibility on you. So it's so far a good read.
Yeah, and
get more.
It's odd when you're self-employed that you have self-responsibility. Yeah. Again, it's all on you how far you want to take this. So I was just telling Melinda here has 3 escrows at once in a week. And she just jumped into the business, right? She just got a license and that's what she's got going on. And
it's still not talking.
She said it was lucky. And I said, it's incredible how more lucky you get when you work, right? So she's worked very hard to have those 3 at once. Even though she says it's lucky, she forgets all the elbow grease she's put into it, right? So the more responsibility you take, the farther you can go. It's very good. Hi.
Yeah, I'm Cameron Moore. I'm sorry I'm running late.
No, that's okay.
This is another introduction. So I'm still currently in the Army right now. I am often medically retired, but I've always wanted to do real estate. I just came back to Japan and all the time I'm thinking like, I want to do real estate. I want to make that money.
Great, that's right. Great. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
That brings up a good point too. That this is a second career for many people, and you can tailor it around your first job. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Lakoro. I just have to.
Oh, now I get a face of it.
I actually was working at a call center for collections for the past 5 years. I was laid off. That actually this gave me a great opportunity to come put my foot in the door because I've always wanted to do real estate, even after watching Property Brothers and all that stuff. So I'm like,
they make it look good.
Yeah, right. But obviously, you said you basically got to work hard to achieve your goals and stuff. So I'm ready. I'm ready for a new chapter in my life.
Nice. Well, the beauty about you is that there is a majority of your business is going to be reduction. And you've worked in collections.
Oh, yeah.
So you've practiced.
Yeah.
You're ready for this.
Yeah.
Yes. Good deal.
Hello, I'm Demond. I'm a truck driver for nearly 20 years and more. I'll try out real estate, second career, or maybe your 15th career.
Yes. Well, most people real estate is the second career.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we've all done something else, and then
Yeah, I've tried a lot of things over the years. That's why the truck driving was the one thing. I haul fuel for gas stations, refineries, all this kind of
I've already tried to bribe him, so you guys don't even try. I've already tried. Give me some gas.
Yeah.
How cheap can I get it from your truck, right?
Have some long breaks by my house.
Exactly. Okay, and then Anne's up. So Anne, we're doing introductions. You're the last one.
My name is Ann Steiger. I've been licensed since the end of last year. And what else are we doing?
Just tell us what got you into real estate.
Oh, I just love real estate and I want to help people buy their homes. But I wanted to do it. So 25 years later, I circled back. I used to work for a title company. And I digress a little bit.
You're back. You're back.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have people on Zoom. Is that who's on Zoom there? Lynette?
Yes.
Hi, can you introduce yourself? Uh-oh, please hold. Please hold. She's muted. Here we go. Hang on. Just 1 second. Does it say unmute right here? It says, there we go. We can hear
Testing.
We can hear you. We had you on mute on our side.
Okay. So,
yeah, you could just introduce yourself.
well, I'm Lynette Shaver. I'm a new agent, and I have a little experience from being a transaction coordinator for 5 years. So my TC days, I'm familiar with that. So I'm familiar with the zip forms and all the disclosures, you know, the back part of the real estate, the back end part. Now I want to learn the front end part.
And put it all together.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. And is there anybody else on Zoom? No. Okay. So you are only Zoom.
Okay.
Right now. And for Zoom, if anybody wants to join us on Zoom instead of coming into the office, and for Lynette and anybody else who joins on Zoom, we have Zoom rules. Okay. So Zoom rules are, and as Lynette is displaying, she's going to be my model. You have to have your camera on at all times. Hi, she has her camera on. You have your name, your full name needs to be at the bottom so that we know who it is when we're logging you in. And her name's on the bottom. And you need to participate. And she's clearly participating already. Is that another Zoom rule that I'm doing?
No.
Your camera needs to be on the whole time.
And that's just if you want credit for the class. We do hold a graduation at the end of all of this. So you don't have to, but if you want to graduate, you get your free book and your certificate, those are the rules.
So those are the rules on Zoom. Are we groovy, Lynette? You got that? And oh, you're on mute again. Sorry.
Okay, can you repeat that, please? I'm sorry. I'm getting the hang of this.
You got it. You got it. And I'm looking, when I'm looking, you see me looking sideways, I'm actually looking at my screen and looking at you.
Okay.
If I look here, it looks like I'm looking at you, but I can't see you. So when I'm looking like this, I see you.
Okay.
All the logistics out of the way.
Right.
I am one that starts class right on time. So I know there's a thing called realtor time, and that's great for some meetings, and some people are good with that. Your clients may not be good with that. You may lose a client because you don't show up on time. So I'm going to train you that class starts on time. If you miss something and you come late and you miss something, I'm not going to revisit it. We'll talk after class. Okay? So you'll often hear me say, It is 1 o'clock and we have a 1 o'clock appointment. So here we are. Hello, let's get started. Okay, because that is professional. So when you have a listing appointment and you show up on time and you say those words, I learned this from one of our top executives at Keller Williams, and you say those words and you say, hi, we have an appointment. I'm here on time. Here we go. They will keep that in mind for their next people that might be your competition that most likely will show up late and send a text and say, I'm running late in traffic. Agents are notoriously late. Okay, so put that feather in your cap, and you guys be early to your appointments. If you can't be heard early here, I get it. Just know that we're gonna not revisit it during class time. Okay. Other little details about the training time. I get it. We're all realtors. Our phones will be buzzing. Our phones will be ringing. We may have escrows going on. And I understand that we have things that you have to take a phone call. I ask that you step outside and take it for just a couple minutes and come back in. But if you're gone for more than about 3 or 4 minutes, then it's going to be disruptive to the class. Really, just put your phone on silent. Anything can wait for a couple hours. Okay, I know it feels like it can't. And I know it feels like that our transactions are the most important thing right here and now. And sometimes fires might be going and you have to take care of it, but most of the time it can wait. Okay. And then texting, please don't text during class. Okay, those are all my big meaty points. Okay. Other than that, I like to have a lot of fun. I like to joke around. I like to interact. I really, really encourage, if you have questions, ask the question because somebody else might be thinking. Okay. And also if it's something that, if I use an acronym and you don't know what it is, ask me to say what it is, because there's a lot of acronyms in real estate and I try to remember, but sometimes I don't, and I'll just say the acronym. So remind me, hey, what does that mean? Okay, so that I can make sure that we're getting all of it down. Okay, so we're gonna start, we're actually doing 2 classes at once in 1 class. And we're going to get started on our Ignite, Fuel Your Career Spark number 1. Most of this we're going to be doing in class, and then some of this you're going to do at home together, okay? And this is where I'm going to use this bundle guy, right? Melinda's going to save my neck here today, and hopefully I'll get it all down and she won't have to save me too much more. Because I love Melinda. Give it time, that'll change. This book right here was written by Gary Keller many years ago. He is, Gary Keller is the co-founder. He's the Keller of Keller Williams, right? This, I've talked to many of you about this, that we call it MREA. Yes, Lynette, yes. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, MREA, or Red Book. You'll hear us all call it the Red Book. Now you can order it with spiral bound and tabs. Back in my day, we had to have it put on ourselves. So I had this put on myself. But this is not a book that you're going to read and put it back on the shelf. This is a book that you are going to refer to over and over. So it's best to get the spiral bound so that you can lay it flat and work from it. You're going to dog ear it, you're going to put tabs on it, you're going to mark it up. This is going to be your guide if you want to really succeed. Don't reinvent the wheel. He's already given us all the how-tos here.
That's one of the 2 books that we give for graduation of Ignite. So we give that one, and there's another one that we flip back and forth. So pretty cool.
I just, if you possibly get this for graduating, great. If you get it on your own, great. But get it. It's very important in your career to follow the guides of that, okay? Let's see here. So the first 2 weeks of this class is called Spark. So our goal is that within 1 month, you follow everything that we're going to tell you how to do, you're going to have appointments. And I say plural, not just one, we want appointments, okay? It's a funnel. You have to talk to many people to get some appointments, to get contracts, to get escrows, for them to stick to one closing. So we have to talk to a lot of people and convert them all the way down for a closing. So the more people you talk to about the business, the more chances for a closing. Linda talked to a whole bunch of people, and now she has 3 escrows at once. I'm going to use her as an example all the time. Super exciting. So the first 2 weeks of Ignite is Spark, and the idea is that we're going to have you in contract within 30 days. Are you guys okay with that? Okay with getting in contract and getting an escrow or 2 or 3 in 30 days? Does that work for you? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, so why am I a real estate agent? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about that by going to this screen that's going to go right on. Yes, your big why. So ask yourself why you became a real estate agent. And this is not, there's no right or wrong answer. Your big why are you here? There's no right or wrong answer. It could be kids, it could be parents, it could be that you want to be self-employed, you want to create your own time, you want to make your own money, you want to buy your house, you want to buy a car, you want to be a philanthropist. It could be anything that you want. Your big why isn't necessarily somebody else's big why. So we're going to do a little activity right now, okay? I'm going to give you a little card. I'm probably going to drive this camera crazy trying to follow me. Okay? And on this card, before you start writing, I want you to think. Lynette, do you have a little card you can write on? Or a little piece of paper you can write on? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Bonnie, you can pour it up on you.
Oh,
You
gotta come back in front of it and put your hand up.
Come on, let's go. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so I want you to just close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. I promise I won't take a picture of you. Close your eyes. Think of yourself in 5 years. It's 2027. Okay? Think of your life. What does it look like? You are a complete success, by the way. Whatever success means to you, that is what you are right now. You're a complete success. You have succeeded in real estate. What does that look like? What does your home look like? What does your kids look like? What is your car, your house? What charity? What does your complete success look like? Can you see yourself there? Just give me a nod if you can. Okay, now open your eyes. And now I want you to write that on the card. This card is for you to keep. So we're going to just take 30 seconds, just write it on the card. Write as fast as you can everything that you just visualized, that you just saw for yourself in 5 years as a success. What charities are you supporting? What schools are your kids going to? What car are you driving? What does your bank account look like? You're a success. What does your team look like? Do you have a team? Are you a solo agent? Have you hired some agents to work under you? Do you own your own brokerage? What are you free to do? And like I said, I am not keeping this card. This is for you. I want you to refer back to this card and you can add to it too. When you leave this class today, you might go, oh, I forgot something. Stick it on that card. This is going to be your little vision card that you're going to keep with yourself, okay? Okay. So tuck that card away. Now we're going to do an opposite activity. Keep that pink card with you. Now on this card, I want you to think, what is your limiting belief that tells you you cannot get there? What is the one limiting belief you have that says, I don't know if I'm going to make that? Nobody's going to look at this card either, by the way. This is just for your information. What is that one thing that sticks out? What is that fear? Okay, do you have that written down? Okay, ready? Hold that card up. Rip it up. Rip it. Rip it as fast, as loud, as hard as you can. Rip, 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 rip. How does that feel? Right? That limiting belief is non-existent because that limiting belief is right here. We just ripped that up. That is not part of who you are, and that is not going to get in the way of your success. Who's with me? Right? Okay. So at break, go throw that in the trash can, stomp it with your foot, whatever you need to do. I've done sessions where we've burned them before. Can't start fire. Something about rules about fires. Okay? So Henry Ford has a saying that is used a lot. Everybody's heard it, I'm sure. Who knows what it is? If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can do something, if you think you can make all of that happen in 5 years, you're right. If you think that you can't because you're afraid of failure or you're afraid of somebody saying no to you, afraid of rejection, then you're right. If I'm afraid of rejection, rejection is mine, by the way. That's what I ripped up. And if I was afraid of rejection, then I wouldn't go out there because I don't want somebody saying no to me because, oh my gosh, what might happen? What could happen? Somebody says no to me, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'm not going to keel over dead, right? So it's okay if they say no, right? Where's my car salesman? It's okay. So how does that feel? Yeah? Like
yes.
Lynette, did you have something?
Oh, I said yes. It feels great.
It feels good to tear that up, right?
Yes. Even though I didn't have nothing negative, but it feels good.
Yeah, get rid of those limiting beliefs. Okay, now, so now we're on your page 4 of your participant guide. Oh, and I got that. All right, you do?
Yeah.
I'll do it. Okay, so we're on page 4, and this is what successful agents do daily, right? We work on growing our business and we work on running our business. And right now, we don't have a team, we don't have assistants, we don't have anybody to help us, so you can do both sides. Yay! Along with your other job, right? Yay! And you can do it. And you can do it. So the most important thing that comes with your business that is going to be a daily thing, you're going to hear me talk about it all the time, is lead generating. If we don't lead generate, we have no business. And you can call it lead generating, you can call it prospecting, you can call it conversation starting, whatever it means to you, that's okay. Call it what you need to call it, put it on your calendar, what you need to put it as, but we need to do it daily. Daily. So here's the secret to being a successful real estate agent. So you all just wrote down what your success looks like in 5 years. So do you want to know the secret? How to get there? Yeah, leads. That's a good secret. Although I just said it out loud, right? It's not really a secret. What's the secret? There is no secret. That was a trick question. There is no secret. There is zero secret. It's all right there. It's all in this book. There's no secret. All it is the work that you do, that you put into it. The elbow grease that you put into it. You get more lucky as you work more. You lead generate more, you get more lucky with appointments and more lucky with contracts and more lucky with closing. So there's no secret. It's just you have to do the work. You have to be committed to yourself and your success. 5-year success that you want, you have to be committed to that so that it'll happen on a daily, right? So every time you are lead generating, you're thinking about your big why. Whatever your big why is, you're thinking about it. And your big why can change too. My big why, when I first started with my kids. My kids are grown and married now. Now my big why is they're a lot cuter than my kids were. So they're a lot more fun too. So your big why, your whys will change. And your goals will change, and that's okay. Just as long as you're moving forward all the time, right? So every day we're going to work on growing our business by lead generating. You're going to make seller listing presentations, buyer presentations, and preview real estate. What does preview real estate look like?
Going to new listings.
Going to new listings and open houses, correct? How about checking out the MLS and looking at all the new listings that are on? Every single day you get a 24-hour market watch. So you can go on there and check out the new listings, especially if it's an area that you want to work in. We want to look at those all the time and know it, because say it's your neighborhood and your next door neighbor says, hey, did you see that house down the street that's for sale? And you're like, oh, there's a house for sale? You look like you're the professional or not, right? Or you could say, I did see that house for sale. That one's just about 500 square feet less than yours, and it's not upgraded. Have you thought about selling your house? Right? So you can know right off the bat your neighborhood. Let's see. So lead generating is the most important part of this. So we're going to run our business. We're going to market seller listings. Do they have to be your listings to market? No. If you're marketing from our brokerage, you can market those listings. If they're a brokerage, another listing from another brokerage, you have to get authority. You have to get authorization from the broker themselves that you can market it. But ours, as long as it's all under one brokerage, you can market. So you can market anything from our office and Sparrows. I still probably will call the listing agent and say, is it okay if I put this on social media just out of courtesy? But yeah, you can market it. And a great way to market it is to put a video out there that says, I'm looking for a buyer for this house. Right? I need a buyer. I'm looking for a buyer for this house. You don't have to say this isn't my listing. Nobody knows. So then pretty soon all your friends and family, your sphere of influence is saying, wow, you're so busy, you have so many listings. You're like, we do. We do. Yeah. Right? People want to work with busy people. So you'll show buyer home. You're going to negotiate contracts, transaction management from all the way to closing, vendor management, set goals, which I think set goals should be up at the top. Compliance and risk management, we're going to always stay in compliance. We don't ever want to be in trouble. We don't ever want to go to court. No. Always attend training and get coaching. Nobody great in their field that did anything without a coach. And sometimes people have 4 or 5 coaches, right? And then we want to manage our money. You know, I'm a big one about telling you what to do with your money. So what do you do with your 30%? Who's talked to me already? Put it aside for taxes. I'm going to nag you till forever. And constantly, when you get your commission check, put money away for taxes. Do not skip that part. All right, let's see how we're doing here. We'll talk about what is Spark.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller.
We're going to watch video.
Spark will allow you to get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you adhere to the principle every 90 days for a year, believe me, it's not going to last the first year. And just as important, you would have built a foundation and momentum for your entire career. It is practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's about the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their career with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their team to this very day. And it's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. Now, there is really just one way to achieve the goal. It's lead generation. Other skills are important, yet without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Being in the business never takes precedence over what? Finding business. Never. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their number one priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them and good luck.
So that was Gary Keller. That was Gary Keller. He did the Keller of Keller Williams, right? I told you about that little 85-year-old couple I told you about. She's absolutely in love with him. She's a fancy thing on the face of the earth, and she's adorable in her little accent, and she just loves Gary Keller. So it's adorable. It's so cute. So tell me what you heard in this video. Lead generation.
That's the main thing.
That's it. Lead generation. And if you think about it, no matter what we ever do, we're always lead generating. No matter what job you have, you're always lead generating. You're always working on new business. You're always building your skills for lead generating to add more people to your pipeline, right? Right? Selling yourself. So we're on page 5. I don't know if I'm staying on top of the. My manual and your manual is just a little different. So lead generation is the number one, right? He talks in the Red Book about 3 L's, and lead generation is the number 1 L. He said, with a focused effort, a few hours every day, focused effort, it's very easy to say, okay, I'm going to sit down and lead generate, and I'm going to start at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to lead generate till 11 o'clock, and I'm going to do it by social media. So I'm going to target my social media, and I'm going to lead generate. And 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, look at that kitty eating the spaghetti. That is the cutest thing ever, right? So is that focused lead generating?
Radical, right?
Exactly. And so we have to be careful. And that's the same no matter what way we do lead generating. We might go door knocking for lead generating, and then we realize we ran into a friend, didn't know they lived here, and then we're talking about kids. And you have to remember that you're working, right? You're working for yourself. You're the boss. You got to stay on task, right? And then also he said, without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. So there's a thing about honing in your skills and building new skills and going to school and learning, constantly learning new things, reading all the books. So if you don't have any leads, all that negotiating, all that sales, all that, everything that you're doing means nothing. What are you going to use it on, right? So we need the leads. That's most important. And then the other thing that I like that he said is dealing with business never takes precedence over finding business. What does that mean?
Can you repeat that, please?
Sure. Dealing with business never takes precedence over finding business.
Just because you have something that you're working on, don't stop looking for more.
Bingo. That's exactly it. So you get $100,000. I'm just saying. Sorry, Lynette. So yes, so that's what it means. It means, like, Melinda has 3 escrows right now. She's going to be a little busy. She also has 2 other jobs. She has another business, and she works here. She's going to be busy, but she needs to continue to lead generate, because when those 3 escrows close, she doesn't have anything else to work with. You have to lead generate now for what's going to happen in 30, 60, 90 days. So you constantly have to be lead generating for the next one. And there was one point I had 7 in escrow at one time. And you know what? I did not lead generate. So a lot of times you're going to hear me say, do as I say, not as I did. Okay. So I did not lead generate. I had 7, and I was by myself. I didn't have an assistant, and I had 7 going on, and my sleeping wasn't even a thing, right? So I did not lead generate. And when that 7th one closed, I had nothing. So I might have been super excited that I had 7 deals closed, but guess what? I had nothing in the pipe. And I had to start from scratch and start lead generating again. So that in 60 days, I had something going. So we don't want our business to do this. We want our business to do this. Start here, lead generate all the time. So when you have business, you're still lead generating so that you still have business behind it, coming up behind it, right? Oh, there we go. Nothing else about your business will have as big of an impact on it as the number of leads you have. So literally leads is, I don't know if you guys are understanding how important leads are, that we're focused on it so heavily, but leads are so important. Because if you don't have leads, you don't have anything in the end room. Okay, so now we are going to page 6. Some of these pages we're going to go, oh, wait, I have a video I want to show you. I'll show you a video at halftime. I'm not going to interrupt this. Halftime, I'll show you a video. So this is explaining a little bit about what, does this have a pointer on it? This is explaining a little bit about what Ignite is. So Spark, the whys and hows of lead generating. So this is where we're going to get our everything going, right? We're going to get all revved up and get started. And then the middle, you see the appointments? So that's where we're going to get our appointments. We're going to work during Spark these 2 weeks. Then we're going to get our appointments. And then that's when the business starts during the elements portion. So that's when the business portion starts, where you're going to be writing contracts and negotiating and closing the deals. But the beginning part is where we're going to get the appointments, okay? Sparks, appointments, business, and it's all by your daily habits. According to the National Association of Realtors, also NAR, you'll hear a lot of people say NAR, National Association of Realtors. CAR is California Association of Realtors. And then you have SAR, Sacramento Association. It's all together in one, Sacramento Association of Realtors, but you'll hear those terms a lot. So according to NAR, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers find an agent through a friend. So a friend refers them. So a majority of the buyers are referred to you. So how important is it for you to talk to your friends, right? Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that I feel is a mistake. If I say to you, Anne, you know I'm in real estate, right? You know I'm an agent. Yeah. Do you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell real estate? You don't right now? No? Okay, thanks. Well, if you do find something we think you'll be. Okay, okay. So that's a soft, right? She's going to say, oh, yeah, for sure, I'll think of you. Everybody's going to do that for you. And then they're going to walk away and they're going to go, I forgot she sold real estate. Bonnie boo, right? And that's what happens. So what we want to do is we want to activate the reticular activating system. You have something called the RAS, reticular activating system, and we want to flip that puppy on. And that is, for instance, I bought a car. I bought a new car. Never seen anybody drive this car before. I've never seen this color of car before on the road. I'm so excited. This is a true story, by the way. I'm excited to drive this car. I'm the only one in the world who has this car. And I drive off the lot, pay for it. I get to the stoplight. There's another one. And I get on the way home. Another one. I see them all the time now. So they were there. I just wasn't looking for them because that RAS wasn't turned on. So now I want to turn Anne's RAS on. Okay? So rewind and do it again. Hi, Anne. Hi. You know, I built a goal in my real estate business that I want to close 14 deals this year, and I want to help 14 families purchase or sell a home. And so I was thinking, do you know anybody Do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell? No. You don't? You can't think of anybody who might be looking for a real estate agent maybe in the next couple of months? No? Okay. Will you do me a favor? I know you've always been such a great supporter of my business. Will you, in the next 2 weeks, will you just keep your ears open for anybody who might have any real estate needs? Oh, yeah. Great. And one more thing, if I might add, if somebody does come to your mind that is looking for a real estate agent, would you ask them to give me their information rather than you give mine, because that would be a cold lead. But if you give me their information, that'd be warm. It'd be more comfortable for them if I called them. Would that be all right with you? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, and would it be okay if I followed up in about 2 weeks? Say I call you on the 30th. I don't know what 2 weeks is from today, but would it be okay if I gave you a call, say the 30th? Okay, great. What did I do?
Her into a propel.
I turned her into a I'm sorry, Lynette, what was that?
You kept the communication going.
I did. Mm-hmm. I kept the communication going. Mm-hmm. I kept her thinking about me as I'm your agent, I'm your agent, I'm your agent. And I set her RAS on. I turned that puppy on. So she knows in 2 weeks, on the 30th, I don't think the 30th is in 2 weeks, but anyway, on the 30th, she knows I'm going to call her. So her mind is like, she's going to call me in 2 weeks. I got to find somebody. I want to help her. She's my friend. I want to help her. So she's going to be constantly listening and talking to people and finding out. And then when I call her in 2 weeks, she's more than likely going to have somebody. I'm not sure they're really looking for something, but I heard them talking, right? Or if she doesn't have anybody, then I say, well, I so appreciate you thinking. Can I follow up with you again in 2 weeks? So that RAS is still turned on, and I do that with everybody I know, right? So then they're out there looking for that red Highlander, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? So it makes it more strategic about asking for leads or asking for referrals. And it really brings home the professionalism so that people will think of you and are constantly thinking of you. Okay, so let's see here. We just talked about your sphere, right? So I think I told you that story a little early. Think of that for your sphere of influence. We call it SOI, sphere of influence. I've also heard it as COI, circle of influence. These are the people who know, like, and trust you. So if you think of, I don't have anything to draw on. If you think of a circle, so you're in the middle of the circle and you have one circle around you. These are the people that you know. You see them in the store, you're going to walk up to them, hug them, you're going to stop and talk. You're going to give them a high five, you're going to talk about their kids by name. You know them, they know you. You can trust them. You might call them if you have a flat tire, right? You trust these people. They know, like, and trust you. This is your sphere of influence. Then we have another circle around that. And these ones are people who, they know you, they may like you. They may not know you well enough to trust you. You might see them in the store and you go, hey, how's it going? Awkward silence. Okay, I gotta go, right? So we know them. They might refer us. Then we have the outer circle of people who have known. You might just talk to them on the phone or you pass by the store and you have no idea who they are, right? They may have been a lead from your signage of your listing that called you and said, hey, I want to know about that house. You don't know who they are. You've never met them, right? Our idea is to get those people to the center and the center people to the inner circle. So we want to create those conversations to where those people know, like, and trust us, so they'll refer us out. And when you close transactions, those people that you've worked with for 30, 60, 90 days, right? By the time you come to that end of that transaction, they know, like, and trust you. Especially if you've gone over and above, then they really want other people to work with you. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Yes. So when we talk about our sphere of influence, If you look at your phone and you look all the way to the bottom of your contacts, that'll tell you how many people you are in your sphere. And sometimes people look at that and they think, well, I know probably 20 people. And then they look at their phone and it turns out that, no, they know 120. Right? So if you look at your phone, that tells you how many people you know. You pop all those people into your command, which we'll talk about in a little while, and start sending them campaigns called dripping on them. And then that's going to keep you top of mind to your sphere of influence, to remind them that you're in real estate, because they'll forget. They will forget. I played bunco for 22 years with the same 11 other women. And one of the women sold her house, forgot I was making. I'm with you every month. I talk about my clients. How is this? But it happens. Because we're not on the top of everybody's mind. Everybody's thinking about themselves first, right? So they're not thinking of us first. So we have to constantly remind them. And your name comes up to them over and over and over in your campaigns. They're not going to forget you, that you're an agent and their agent, right? Do we have any questions on any of this? No. Lynette, you good? Okay. Perfect. There's a diagram on page 7 that I'm not sure. I don't have a page 7. Let's see what this. Is this what you see on page 7? Okay. Okay, so I just talked about that here. So that explains to your friends, family, acquaintances, people who you know that like and trust you, right? So that's your spirit. You can start thinking of that. You do this page at home. Start thinking of the people who are in your groups. And it could be your work. It could be your husband's work, your wife's work, your significant other's work, your sister's work. It could be soccer. It could be football. It could be kids' sports. It could be school. It could be medical, the doctor that you go to. Anybody can be in the sphere of influence. So just when you start writing things down, you're going to be surprised at how many that you truly do know that are in your sphere of influence. Okay, so now we can go on page 8, talking about the timeline here. And this little squiggly snake, it exemplifies when people buy a house. So it's estimated out every 8 years or so that somebody buys a house. So when they buy a house, they're really excited about their house, right? Right? When they just buy a house. And then you think they're looking to buy a house a month after they buy a house? Not technically, not typically, right? So then they start climbing up, right? They start climbing up. Every year it goes up, up, up. And every year they're getting closer to where they might buy a house again, statistically speaking. So we want to make sure we campaign to them. Well, I would say don't ever stop campaigning to them. But the time to really start talking to them is around 6, 7, 8 years and start getting them some CMA or their comparable market analysis to see if they understand what their home is worth, see if it's something that they're thinking about. Does that make sense on that? Let's see. So you can start thinking about people that you know. And you can put them on that grid and find out where they are and where they purchased their house and how likely they may be to selling their house. So I have another do as I say, not as I did. Everything is my responsibility for one. Okay, so I'm going to just say that right off. Everything's my responsibility. When things go wrong in a situation, I have to take 100% responsibility. So I had an assistant who was inputting my contacts, my previous clients, into my command. And one of them, she didn't put in. I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went wrong, but it falls on me. I was doing pop buys Pop buys are, you can do it with your past clients, with your potential clients. That's where you stop by the house and you give a little gift. Well, for instance, this was a decorative pumpkin with some tulle on it and everything for Halloween. So you can give a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. You can give, heart candies at Valentine's Day, what have you. Little pop buys where you give a little gift that says, I'm thinking of you with your card on it. So I went up to his house. I sold him a house probably about a year ago. And I went up to his house, knocked on the door, and he opened the door and he said, oh, it's you. And I was like, that's me. Yeah, we were so good. Yeah, you knew I was a great agent. And he goes, I forgot your name. I was like, what? He said, I forgot your name. Those are the words you never want to hear from a past client. You've worked so hard with them. You've done everything with them. You do not want them to say, I don't remember what your name is. And of course, the great agent that I am, I played it right off. Well, how did you forget you? Let me give you a card again. And then immediately, what's going on? Why are they not getting my email? But luckily, I stopped by because he sold his house. And he referred his parents to me to buy a house. Had I not stopped by, had I not kept in contact with him, he would have been an orphan client and somebody else would have got him. Right? Socorro would have knocked on his door and said, hi, I'm an agent in the area. He went to sell and they would have said, yes, I am. I'm glad you're here. And I would have lost 2 more deals. Right? So you keeping in contact with your past clients is essential. It's something like 7 deals that you'll get from everybody you close a deal with. Who wants to leave all that on the table because we didn't get them in our command and follow up with them? Right? Do as I say, not as I did. Don't have somebody say, it's you. What's your name? Hurt you to the core. Okay? And then when you're following up with your friends and family, your sphere of influence, don't be that person. Don't be that person. Hey, this is Bonnie. Come on, you want to sell a house? Every time I call you, hey, Devon, do you know somebody wants to sell a house? Hey, Devon, hey, how's it going? Do you know somebody wants to buy a house? Don't be that person who wants to hang out with me, right? Be honestly interested in your friends. Have a relationship with your friends and family. And then every so often, hey, my goal is to sell this many houses this month. Do you know anybody? Right? Same with social media. Don't only post house, real estate. People are going to be like, I don't want to look at you anymore, right? People want to know you. And plus, you start getting on social media about things you're interested in. You're going to draw people who are interested in those same things. And then you're going to have wonderful transactions because you're with like people, right? You're not going to be with energy suckers. Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay. Now, is this one here? Okay. So here's an acronym I want you to remember. FORD. FORD. These are conversations to have. And this is a great way to remember to have them in this order when you're calling your sphere, your friends and family. Sometimes people get tongue-tied and they don't know what to say when they call up somebody, especially if you haven't talked to them for a little while. But F is for family. Talk about their family, their kids. What are their kids up to? What are their with grades? How old are your kids? How's your parents doing? How's your mom doing? Right? Talk about family. And then O, occupation. I heard you got a promotion. Congratulations. Right? You're stalking them on social media, so you're getting some information too, right? R, recreation. What is everybody's favorite thing to talk about is what they're into, right? Talk about what they're doing in their sports or their leisure or their passion, what they like to do. And then dreams and goals. You know, did you buy that car you were saving for? What dreams that they're after? And this helps you give a guideline of how to talk to people, especially if you start feeling nervous about it, right? And then more than likely, when you talk about them, what are they going to talk about? What are they going to ask about? You, right? So if you say, how's work going? They're going to go, oh my gosh, work's great. I just got a promotion and I got a big raise. And how are you? How's your business? Oh, business is great, right? Or whatever, right? They're going to ask you about your business, about your real estate. Don't tell them about your daytime job. Tell them about your real estate. Your daytime job's not going to help you in real estate. Tell them about your real estate business and how excited you are about it, right? Okay, so you all have 4 on here, right? Okay, so let's, Lynette?
Yes.
Do you have somebody in your household that you can practice this script with right now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do a little practice. I want you all to pair up right now. You have 10 seconds to pair up with somebody in the room. Ready? Get up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody got a partner? Okay, Lynette, do you have a partner?
Trying to get one.
Okay. Take this board script and practice it with each other.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to?
Like you?
Right.
Right, yeah. Always been me. Conversation, Kevin.
Yes.
We haven't switched partners, let's switch partners. Switch partners if we haven't done so yet.
Switch
All right.
We're building my business, or
I'm
still trying to data. Yeah, you know, definitely busy. I don't know. It's so hard. Thanks for making the
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, thanks for taking the time. Wait,
Yeah, well.
I didn't read all of that. I can read it for you. Great.
Okay, let's wrap up.
Yeah, so you pick like one.
So you interrupted her. Okay, how did that feel, you guys?
A little rough.
Yeah. Definitely see where it's going, but a lot of it's like definitely too by the street, so you kind of have to do yourself.
Good.
Definitely good job.
What else?
I sold a home.
You stole a home. Excellent. Yeah. You could put the half hour of HGTV, 5 minutes of practice, sold a home. How about you two? Anything? What did you find from it?
Definitely practice.
Need practice?
Yeah.
Practice?
Yeah.
How about you, Lynette?
Well, I got a referral.
Yes. That's what we do. That is what we do. So I hear that it felt unnatural. This isn't the way I talk, right? I don't say these words on this page. This isn't how I talk. That's the beauty about scripts. You memorize the script, you internalize it, so you understand what you're needing to say, when you're needing to say it, and then you make it your own. So none of us talk like, hello, my name is Bonnie. I am a realtor at Keller Williams. I'm glad to meet you. Who talks like that? But the more you practice it, the more it comes to be your own. Hey, I'm Bonnie. I'm a realtor at Keller Williams, Sacramento, right? So then it becomes your own. So as much as everybody hates scripts, this is a lifeline to getting those conversations. We need the scripts. We need the objection handlers so that you internalize them and you're ready for the response. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then it will feel natural. The more you say it, the more you do, it'll feel natural. So your homework for this week is practice that forward script with friends, family, anybody you can get your to listen to you, okay?
And get a script practice here Tuesday, Wednesday, 8:30.
Script practice is right here in this office, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8:30?
Yeah, 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not gonna have it this week.
Yeah, so you can practice with some of our top agents, right? Success leaves clues. So if we have top agents in here script practicing, how important does that tell you scripts are? Right? Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8:30, right in here.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I guess there may or may not be people kind of doing their own thing this week because Rich is gonna be gone.
Yeah, you're here last. If you want to get together, I'll be here at 8:30.
There we go. There we go. So Ignite, you guys can all meet here, 8:30. You guys can practice and get the 4 scripts down, right? I love it. Okay. Page 9 of your participant guide. Remember that do not call. So practice all of this on your friends and family. But if you ever decide to make phone calls on lists that you buy from people, remember the compliance of the do not call registry. It's something like $16,000 a whack. You get in trouble. If you call somebody on that do not call list, there's no forgiveness. Your first time, it's a big deal. So make sure you're careful about that, okay? That was our 4. Now we're going to talk about our tools, and I'm going to do an overview of the tools. We're not going to do any demonstrations of them. How many of you have already met with Vince? Stephen T has. Lynette, have you met with Vince?
Could you repeat that again?
Have you met with Vince for Miami?
Vince?
Not yet. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so if you've not met with Vince yet,
okay,
and you haven't yet because you're not all the way signed up yet, but that'll come. But meet with him. He's going to get you all your contacts up in Command. He's going to get you started in Command and give you an overview of Command. Command is our contact management system that Keller Williams provides. How weird is that? Vince! It's like he knew.
Like the tech guy.
Right? You can't tell me the tech guy was not eavesdropping and heard us talking about it.
No. It was right on too. It was perfect.
We were just talking about Command and about how you'll meet with everybody in Command. Can you give a little overview of Command for everybody? Are you busy right now? Can I have 2 minutes of your time?
It's a phone database for your computer. No.
Very good. That's it.
Yes. It's where you're going to do most of your business from. It's where you're going to collect all your data, store all your data, and a place where you can create different content, whether it's marketing or it's for social media ads, or if you want to create email templates and that kind of stuff, that's where you're going to be mainly using it for. You are going to be able to track your business through your different opportunities, which is your pieces of business, and help you learn how to use your pipeline and utilize that to its fullest extent so that you know where your business is at. No matter what time of year you're in, you know how much business is coming in, what stage do I need to work harder on? Do I need to work on maybe 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 9 to however far out? And I'll help you keep that consistency of that business rolling in. Because most times new agents come in, they get busy with business, and then you have no business. Focusing on the business now and not the business tomorrow or the week or 3 months. So that's what most important.
You're awesome. And so this is our tech trainer for our office. So anything about our Command or really any tech, anything. Save my bacon many times.
Most of you have met already, so yes, I'm here and at our Fair Oaks office as well. So if you're close to the Fair Oaks that day and you want to come see me, I'm there Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. You're more welcome to come over there as well. You don't have to.
Awesome, huh? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were just talking about you and you literally walked by.
So
I know. Now we need to talk about some celebrity. Who we went to walk by now.
Yeah.
So really jump into this now. And I think some of you have already utilized it, right? You put your contacts in. Have you already set up campaigns? You have, huh? Come on, set up campaigns that's gone out to. What kind of feedback have you gotten already?
I've only sent out one to my wife, but just
well, she better give you good feedback.
She actually received an update of the data she selected.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I suggest that you practice on a spouse or significant other or somebody really close to you first, right? So you know what they're getting. And then whenever you send something out, CC yourself so you know when they get it, right? So then you have an idea too. But that's how you're going to get those conversations started. You're going to send out something about the neighborhood so they can look at their neighborhood and see what business is going on in their neighborhood, what homes are selling, right? They can look up their own, because when we look at Google Earth, right, what's the first thing we look at? Our own house, right? So when you send out their neighborhood watch to them, that speaks to them. Just like hearing their own name, they're excited to see what their house is doing, right? So, and then there's so many different campaigns. You can send campaigns out that are directed just to buyers, just to sellers, just to people you met at open houses, just, holidays. There's so many different ones you can send out on here. And it's fairly easy to use. And if you're not a techie, then you have Vince, who helps you every week. Okay? Let's see here. What else does this tell us to look at? Explaining a little bit more about what we have to offer. Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, Keller Offers. These are all different programs that we have through Keller Williams for you. This is a phenomenal company that you chose to be a part of, not only for the amazing coaching, hello, but no, the training, the coaching, the level of classes that you get and the tools that you have with this company are just so far above the rest. This is a little bit an intro to Command. Most people have already seen Command, but if you haven't, here's a little idea of what Command does for you, your database. Start with your sphere always, put it in there. This is your toolkit. You all should have gotten this, your Ignite toolkit, yes? Do you have the link for this? Did you all hop into this?
I personally have
Changed lately. I don't know.
I don't think it's changed. No. Yeah, we'll get this link out to you so you all can have access to the Ignite toolkit. But this has everything you need for. It has videos. It has PDFs. It has scripts. It has everything you need to get through Ignite and to work on your business. Okay. So if you look at page, let's see. Page 11 has some, oh no, we already went through that for Command. Prepare for success. We're jumping over here. That's 12. Is it page 12 on yours? Okay. Okay, and these are the learning modules that we are going to go through. Today we're on Fuel Your Career, and then we're also going to do lead generation. So we're combining 2 classes in 1 class. That's how we're getting through it. Otherwise we'd be here, you know, many weeks. So these are the classes that you'll be going through for Spark. And the idea is that you're going to get appointments and get in contract, right? Okay, and we're going to have different scripts and our goals that we're going to be using, talking through this. And then once we get through these first 2 weeks of Spark, we'll go on to the Elements module. And this is what you do when you are in contract. So this is going to talk about working with buyers and sellers and negotiating the financials. How do you receive an offer? How do you make an offer? You have a buyer, now what? Now, don't let it stop you when you have a buyer and you're not in the Elements portion of Ignite yet. If you have a buyer tomorrow, call me. We're going to get you through it, right? Don't say no to any business. We're going to get you through it even though you haven't had the class yet, okay? Okay, and then we have the daily 10-4. This is literally a habit I want you to take very seriously. This is add 10 new contacts to your database. That's going to grow and manage your database. That's why we need to do it. Speak with 10 people in your database. That's prospecting. Write 10 notes to people that you've recently contacted. That's your follow-up. Have you ever heard fortunes in the follow-up? Okay, your follow-up is very important. And then preview 10 homes per week, and that's knowing your market. So this is 10-4. So these are 4 activities of 10 items each that you need to do every day. The 10 notes is the one that people have a hard time writing 10 notes. If you check your mail and you get bills and you get advertisements and you get an envelope with somebody's handwritten address to you, which is the one thing you open for, right? Don't we love getting cards? Don't we love getting notes with our name on it that somebody wrote, somebody took the time? You're going to check the bills?
No, you're not going to check.
Oh, I was like, you are? Come to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not checking that. You have even if it's a brightly colored envelope with handwritten, you're like, ooh, what is this, right?
A late birthday party or something.
Yeah, yeah, it just feels good to know that somebody's thinking about you. And literally, people have a hard time, what am I going to write on a card? What if you just wrote, took a blank greeting card and wrote, I was just thinking about it. If you receive that, wouldn't you be like, aw, right? Just thinking about you. And then you follow it up with a phone call a couple days later. And you do the forward script. How does that sound, right? It's getting you back in contact. It's following up, right? Maybe you do the forward script, you talk with somebody, and then you write a card that says, I really enjoyed catching up with you. And they get a card in the mail that follows up. Now you're just turning on that RAF again, right? So I've done this for years, and the cards is the one that everybody has a hard time with. So are you guys going to be the first group that doesn't have a hard time with cards? Everybody's going to do the cards again, right? Okay, so every single day, add 10 new contacts to your database, speak with 10 people in your database, write 10 note cards, preview 10 homes. And previewing 10 homes doesn't necessarily mean you have to physically go to the homes. If you can't, just look online and review the homes, preview the homes online. But if you can, nothing beats it. Go into the homes, learn about the house, preview the homes. Okay, you have your e-key. You can go to vacant homes and just go in and walk around, pretend like you're showing it to somebody. Take a friend, a good friend, say, I just need practice. Practice showing a home. Okay, so then better to practice on your friends, your family, each other, rather than your potential $15,000 client, right? Okay, so practice, practice, practice. Are there any questions on this? This starts today. Even though it's almost 3 o'clock, this starts today. You all can do this, okay? Do I have a commitment for everybody to do this? 10-4. 10-4, good buddy. Yeah? Lynette, how you feeling?
Yes. Committed to do this. 10 contacts every day.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to, on the screen, yes, we're going to make the most of Spark. So this is divide the rest of your day between this. We're going to do a little bit, another class. So we're going to take a little break. And in the next class, we're going to jump into talk about our lead generating, which we've already done a lot of. So we're going to take about a 5-minute break right now. Okay, and then when we come back, I have a video I want you to watch. So if anybody needs to stretch a little bit, 5 minutes. Yes.
Anything from me?
No, I'm going to do the video. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the video.
Speaking of video, I'm working on it.
This is so pretty.
We don't want to work on this project. But don't do it. I have to. It's for you.
Oh, do it.
All your weeks closed and lovely.
Oh, sorry. It's important though.
Not for me.
It is. It can be a negotiating tool on your part too.
Why?
Because growth. When we track our numbers and we see month over month how we're doing. And when we increase growth,
Yeah, 60.
speaking into existence.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we hold hands to spread.
I've had 0, now I got 3.
That's it.
Bonus to double everything.
I know. Double all your prospecting hours that you did this week, double next week. It only can lead to good things. What could it hurt?
Exactly.
I know. That's so funny. I almost brought that up today because I'm probably still being taped on this.
Yes, you are.
I had a surgery one time and they said, okay, the doctor told me you're probably going to gain some weight on this. So whatever exercise you're doing right now, just double it. And I was like, easy, 0 times 2. He's like, no. That was a long time ago. But yeah.
I hate
Can't get away with that one.
Sounds like you said, like,
I'll get it for you, yeah. I'll get it from you. It's a website.
4 years. And every time I see how, just it's like, I like this. Look at it. Look at it.
we get your license.
I'm here. Everybody ready.
Yes, they are.
And she's gonna be like, 3 houses right now. Are you ready?
There's a website, and I think it's on the packet in there.
So they will close.
Yeah, they were check and see. I think it's on packet in or the website is on here, but I'll get it for you.
No. They were like, what's the offer right now?
I never did calls. I never called cold call or I didn't. Yeah, no. But you know what? Everybody regenerates different. Yeah, cold calling. That's no. I'd much rather do open office where I'm talking to space.
Yeah.
That means that on the phone.
Other houses are like.
For me, it was like down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like down.
That's so great. I love that we all have different skills because we all there's so much room for all of us. Then we can all be happy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's awesome. And there's not a whole lot of people who like doing that. So therefore there's not a lot of people doing that.
I know.
So that niche is yours.
I had to go to the PT because the agent texted me something. It was the EMD. I hope you're telling them all what's the EMD. Earnest money deposit. I know that now.
But I don't have that report.
We don't have that report yet.
So you know you're a rookie. Like, I don't have that report. Like, the penny back.
So until we, you already won one. So you guys think, I'm going to get one.
Was it EMD?
No.
We're gonna, because we're gonna watch a movie. We have to have candy when we watch a movie.
I could have made some popcorn.
You could have made popcorn. So we have 1 more minute. 1 more minute.
Thank you.
1 more minute.
Crispy crunchy.
That's
So amazing.
100 grand, I know. I have to get smaller later.
Don't do it.
All right. Let's put them in the sand.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm on video.
That's going to be on the recording for our YouTube channel. Chef's kiss.
No. It's like a chef's kiss and a kiss.
Can you start that video? Yeah. Because it's been 5 minutes, we're good, right? I think Ann is on. Thanks for coming. All right. Okay, this video is one of my favorites. It's a little bit old, so just bear with me. But it's one of my favorites because it really explains the importance of sticking with your lead generating. Okay, so associate this all with your lead generating.
Lynette, can you see that video? Yeah, okay, cool.
She said, yeah.
Okay.
And you have candy to help watch your movie with. Oh, sorry. Thank my goodness. Hey, what do you think of that? So how long did it take the bamboo tree to grow?
6 weeks.
5 years.
There's always one. 5 years. So if he would have stopped watering it or fertilizing it, one day if he would have stopped, it wouldn't have grown. But because he stayed persistent and consistent, the tree grew 90 feet. Boom, like that. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to take you 5 years for your business to take off, because as you see, it could be, a couple weeks of built at work and next week efforts. But the point is daily routine, daily work on it consistently, daily, without a hitch. Be on it. And if you decide you're not going to work on Sunday, that's okay. Be consistent about it for 6 days. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Oh, I think I needed her again. She's gone. So we're on the next one. And please hold. Someone will be with you shortly.
Trying to find the next packet.
Yeah. Oh, here, I think this is what she said. Nope, that's not what she said. So, with our fancy little texting. Oh. Okay. She'll be coming around mountain window. So we're going to be on lead generation as the core of your business spark 2. Hi, hello, hi. I don't remember what you said to get it. No one's supposed to push this. So I don't know where to do it on that one. I love you. Love you back. Okay, so we're going to talk about lead generation. Can you tell that's my favorite subject? So in lead generating, we're going to be talking about building your database, script practice, lead generation, and contract practicing. And all of those are separate but together, right? One of them stands out than the other one. And what do you think it is? Lead generating, right? That one stands out a little more. Is this what I want? I don't know. Oh, I got what you want? No, I need the Spark 2 lead generation. Thank you. Okay. Somebody would be sure. So we are talking about lead generating for buyers and sellers, and we've been talking about that today, right? Agents do 2 types of activities every day. They grow their business and they run their business. We discussed that, right? There's no secret. There's no secret sauce. It's just hard work. This business is very, very, very simple. It's just not easy. It's hard work. And if you think that it's just walk up and put a sign in the yard and wear your cute clothes and somebody will show up to give you some money, that's not how it works. Yeah, that is not how it works. This is hard work. And I thank you. So I really suggest that you don't calculate your hours and divide it by your commission check, because you'll find out that you've worked for $2.13 an hour. Okay, so it is a lot of time that you put in this. That's why a lot of times I'm going to tell you how to work smarter, not harder. Be efficient with your time. If you were on our group coaching this morning, I shared how to make files and a dashboard so that you're being diligent about your time. So you're not wasting time looking in your email for something from your closed transaction 6 months ago, right? You can go right and find it immediately. So I'm all about trying to save as much time. When you're doing your inspections, we're going to do our AVID at the same time, agent visual inspection disclosure, AVID. So I suggest doing it at the same time that you're doing inspections, because we're going to do it all at once. One time I said, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and boy, did that make somebody in the audience very mad. I was very rude to birds, and many were very offended. So I try not to say that now, but I'll say kill 2 birds with 1 stone 12 times. So if you don't do the items on the left side, which is not there, if you don't do the items on the left side, the right side doesn't matter. You're not going to get to do the items on the right side if you don't do the items on the left side. Right? Left? Yeah, correct? 100%? So we need to work to grow our business in order to run the business. And I think that this is in your packet, is that correct? And there's the second one? Okay, good. In the first one, okay. So, do you have a second packet? Yes. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit more about on page 4. There's 3 phases, right? And I love this graphic. So these are the steps in the 3 phases, 1 through 8, that goes in a row. So phase 1 at the top is lead generation. Everything starts with lead generation, everything. And then phase 2 is your database. You're going to take those leads and we're going to nurture them, we call that, right, in the database.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Lynette.
I can't see the screen.
Oh,
no. You're
Melinda.
Walk over the
Can you see me, Lynette?
I can see you, but I can only see the corner of the screen.
What if I go like this? Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is on page 4 of your guide. Do you have this from your Ignite toolkit? Can you see a little bit? Okay, we're going to get Melinda back in here. Poor Melinda. This is the hardest working. One of your note cards could be to Melinda to say thanks for dealing with Bonnie. Okay, Melinda's gonna come back in and help us. So there's 3 phases. Right? Listen, if you guys just want me to stay here the whole time, no, I don't have to do that. Then I can't. Okay. Thank you. Good luck. So maybe if I do it right first, it will work. What about now? How about now?
I can see it now.
Love you. Okay, so we have steps 1 through 8 in our 3 phases. So the first phase is lead generation, most important on everything you do every day. Lead generate, right? And then the second is our database, and we're going to be taking care. We're going to be nurturing our database. So we're going to be tracking our leads and our contacts, and we want to connect with them. You're welcome.
At least now you know.
I can't
So we're going to, so step 2 and 3. You can't do the screen again?
Right.
Oh, you can't do it on plan?
I guess it's moving with you. I can only see the bottom right corner.
But you can't see the other regular one.
It's just showing the bottom right corner.
Okay. How's that?
A little more to the left. Okay, I'm trying to see.
I'm sorry. We're trying to work on it.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Can you see the whole screen now?
Not quite.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would just keep going and then I'll tweak it.
Okay, we'll see what we can. I'll try to talk it through as much as possible. We're trying to get some help on it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, so our 1 through 8 steps. 1, prospecting and marketing. This is kind of like the funnel I was telling you about. So at the top, we need a whole bunch of leads there, right? And then when we capture the leads, they're going to go into our database. So the leads and contacts are 2 different things, right? Leads are, you got their name and email address. Contacts are, we've talked to them about a real estate business, real estate transaction. Those are contacts. Okay, so these are one-way conversations, one-way offer-based touch programs. Contacts are actually connecting with them. You've made an appointment with them. Those are our contacts. We've talked business, we've talked shop. Right here, we've connected. And once we've connected, then step 4 is cultivate. Now we want to take care of them. We want to drip on them. So we want them in our database to get the campaign sent to them. We're going to make follow-up phone calls with them. We're going to make phone calls with them. We're nurturing them, right? We're seeing when they're qualified, when they're ready to buy or sell. Then when they are, and they're qualified buyers, they're serious about buying, they're ready to buy or sell, then we're going to, step 5, we're going to make an appointment with them so that we can go over what it takes, what they're ready for, right? This is your buyer presentation or your listing appointment. We have both of those in the toolkit for you to watch videos on so you can learn how to do them. And sometimes you don't have to go to the full extent if you know they're going to sell with you. My daughter's going to buy with me. I don't have to do a whole full buyer presentation with her, right? She best buy with me. She will be trouble, right?
Show her the experience.
Show her the experience. There's something to be said about that too, right? Give the full experience. You're right. You're right. You can do that too.
If you need to practice.
If you need to practice, yeah, totally. I'm not doing it with my daughter, but yeah, exactly, right? And then once you have the appointment, then they're an active client of yours. Then we want them under contract. Once they sign a contract with you, they're in contract with you, and you are their fiduciary agent. We have that fiduciary. You all remember the fiduciary responsibility from all that wonderful, exciting schooling you took, right? That's so relevant to everything we do. Yeah, fiduciary is very important, right? Your utmost care. And then when we're under contract and we're in escrow of a house, then we go through the escrow process and then we close the deal. That's everybody's favorite part. All of this can be a headache and it can last years. But when you close, it's all worth it. We're all happy. And then once you close, we're going to go back up and we're going to keep them in our system that we keep in touch with them, right? They could lead to referrals. They could lead to more transactions of their own. We never want to let them, remember I told you what happened with Ken when I knocked and he was like, it's you, remember that? Don't let them fall off. Don't let them be an orphan client. Melinda will go pick them up. Then she's going to have 4 deals. It might be your client that you just worked with. You didn't keep in contact, just didn't go get them. I was on that.
Sorry.
Yeah. That you know it. Okay, do we have any questions on this? Seems pretty simple. Lynette, did you get the steps?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So there's 8 steps and 3 sessions of it, right? We talked about leads are one-way communication. You just get their information, right? And contacts are when they're actually talking to you about real estate. They have something that might be coming up. They might be thinking about it. Those are going to be serious contacts. We're going to treat them just a little different in our lead generating. Okay. Oh, that's the process. This is the same model that we just talked about, right? That we could have been on the whole time. It says a smaller one, but now we know. Now we know. There's a bigger one. Okay. This is step by step. So we're going to be talking about prospecting and marketing. This is in this business, nothing happens right away. So if you go out and you door knock and you find somebody who wants to sell their house, you don't get a commission check that day. This is everything is delayed gratification. So what you work on today, you're going to nurture it and then you'll get paid in 30, 60, 90 days and you'll be taking care of those clients. It's going to take a while. And that's why we're constantly building our pipeline. And when that puppy gets going and the momentum gets going, it's amazing. And then pretty soon, all your lead generating you're doing, 2 to 3 years that you're doing lead generating, then all your referrals are coming. Then your repeat customers are coming. And then you're lead generating less and less because it's becoming more referrals and more repeat from all the clients you have. And that's a beautiful thing. Wonderful, let me tell you. So every single time you connect with someone, it gets you closer to the outcome that you want, which is closer to your goals and dreams, which is closer to your 5-year success, right? Every single one. I think I'm not following on this doesn't follow on. We want to make sure you want to be prospecting based, marketing enhanced. We want to focus on prospecting. What is the difference between prospecting and marketing? So marketing is going to take money. Marketing is going to cost money. Marketing is when you pay for that ad on the side of that bus that drives by everybody, right? That's marketing. You don't know who's seeing that. You're going to pay money to put your face on that and it's going to go out to everybody. And you don't know who it's touching. It's kind of passive. Costs money and you're out there. Whereas prospecting, it takes more effort, it takes more time, and it's more strategic about who you're connecting with. Marketing is more like throw money up and let's see if it sticks. Who's going to call me? Mm-hmm. Prospecting is I'm calling and I'm going to be more diligent on who I'm calling to make this happen. I literally should text her right now and say help this because she's.
We're just kidding. The office.
Oh, that would be terrible, right?
Okay, one more thing.
So marketing is more, passive, and you get long-term results. Like you're gonna have to put some money at it. Like farming is more of marketing than it is prospecting. And it will take about 2 years if you do farming for it to produce results. But when the results come, they're great. Same with any type of marketing. Prospecting is more labor intensive, and it's less money. I make up words too. It's less money. It's more focused on the here and now, right? That you can get contacts into your system and get you engaged with your people that you want to prospect with. Immediate results. You hold an open house, you're prospecting. Somebody comes in, they're looking to buy a house, they don't have an agent. Boom, immediate results, you have a client right there. And marketing doesn't do that. Any questions on prospecting or marketing and what the difference is? Lynette, how are we doing? Are you frozen? Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think she's frozen. Again, with prospecting and marketing, when you start this business, you have more time than you do money, right? Right? Don't we have more time for learning things and taking classes and coaching? We have more time than we have money. When you get closing deals and deal after deal after deal, you're going to have more money than you do have time. When I had 7 deals at once and I had 3 hours of sleep at night, I had no time, right? Because I had so many going on. When you get into this and you get a rhythm going and a momentum going, you're going to have less and less time to where you have to be a little bit more focused on your marketing, which you can put some more money into. You can buy that van that has you plastered on the side of it, right? Okay, your database. Let's see. Get down to your database. We talked a little bit about your database. We're getting close to the end of the time. I think I covered some of these all in here in my first session. On page 7 of yours, your leads, you're seeking permission when you have leads. When you already have contact, you would seek permission. So when you have a lead, you're seeking permission to add them to your database to be their agent. You're asking for their permission. When they're already your contact, they've already said, yes, I want you as my agent. We're looking for permission from them to get into contract. Does that make sense? So we're constantly lead generating, even with our own clients. We're constantly lead generating. See what else? Managing your database. We've already talked about custom tags, smart views, interactions, and smart plans. We've talked about that with Vince, right? All these different things that you can do with your clients in your database. How do you set your clients up in your database on these smart views? And have you done this already? Not like you haven't yet.
Yeah.
You just got on with it, right? Was it Friday? You haven't done all this yet? Come on. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. You get a pass, right? But next week, you're sold. So yeah, so just really dive into this, get some tags, make this work for you so it's working smarter, not harder. Okay. Okay. Custom tags where you can make them different colors. that means to you. You can label your tags. So I have my tags labeled as closed transactions 2017, closed transactions 2018, so that I can remember what year I closed them in. Potential buyers, potential sellers. I also have them tagged by their last name. So when I'm doing follow-ups, I follow up with certain last names every day. So I will take a group of last names so that it's organized. That's called DTPP. So there's different ways that you can organize yours, however it works for you. All of this is going to be what you do with fins. This keeps track of your interactions with them. So if you contact them, you keep your notes in there. Super important. You keep your notes in here. So when you talk to them and they say, oh, give me a call back in 6 months, you call them back in 6 months and you can say, how was that trip to Paris you took? They're going to be so impressed that you remembered, you know, how's Fluffy doing? And know he broke his leg, right? They're going to be impressed that you remembered what they talked about 6 months ago. Keep good notes about what you speak about so that you can follow up with that.
You enter the neighborhood that's on this side of commands, you know, where you highlight like, oh, this is the little HOA area that they live in. Is it automatically sent something out, or do you still have to add?
No, you have to add them to the smart line for that. Okay. Yeah, that just tells you what area they're in, and you can set it up where it adds to the neighboring areas too. Which I love that.
So I was doing that, but I was triggering.
Oh, okay.
So I set myself up, and I'm like, I haven't gotten an email yet.
Oh, there we go. That's perfect to do it on yourself first and get a lead. Okay, and then we can talk about the sales pipeline, right? The third session in here. Your appointment, active, under contract, and close. This will keep track of how you are with your clients. If they say to you, we'll be ready in about 6 months, and you put them in your pipeline here for 6 months, this will give you an idea of what your paycheck will look like in 6 months with everybody who's told you they'll be ready. So you have an idea of what your pipeline will look like, as long as you stay in contact with everybody, which is really nice to be able to foresee or tell the future of your income. Okay, so it didn't come up on here. I'm going to read this to you once we get them captured. So leads, you put them up on a script system. Leads has 19 ways to connect with your lead. 4 touches, which is a quarterly phone call. 12 touches, we call it touches. That's ways to connect with people. So 4 touches of a quarterly phone call, 12 touches of an email, newsletter, market report, or a video, which I highly suggest doing videos. People look at videos. And get over that you don't like what you look like on the video or what you sound like on the video, because that's what everybody sees anyway. We just don't look at ourselves like that all day long. And so everybody else has already seen you, looked at you. It's nothing new to them. It's just new to you. So send that video out. They want to hear from you. They want to connect with you. And that's the best way to do it, videos. Okay, and then 2 touches is promotional direct mail, like magnets or calendars, a market report. Always send a market report at least twice a year. And then 1 touch, an annual event, a party, a movie screening, a get together. An annual event could be as little as a hot chocolate stand, right? I have an agent that I know, you know, when Santa Claus comes around, right? She rides on those coattails. So she finds out from the city when they're sending Santa Claus and the fire trucks to go around, and she plans to set up a hot chocolate, free hot chocolate. So she sends a card around that says, Santa's coming December 23rd. Come get your free hot chocolate, you know, courtesy of Bonnie Burlock Realtor. So then it looks like she brought Santa. Everybody's like, she brought Santa to the neighbor. That's amazing. That's pretty clever. She, all across her is a crock pot of hot chocolate, and everybody flocks her. She's gotten transactions from just that event. Doesn't cost a lot of money. Getting her name out there. Little things for open houses like a snow cone machine, a cotton candy machine. Just don't let those people in the house. I'm outside with sticky little fingers, right? So those are for leads. And then contacts, it's 36 touches. So contacts, we've already had the agreement that we've already talked about real estate, right? That's a two-way conversation. So it's 4 touches by telephone calls, 26 touches biweekly, emails offering some type of information or value to the customer. So if they're thinking about selling, then we want to be on top of it, right? So we want every other week, we want to be letting them know what's going on in their neighborhood, what's going on in the market, keeping them abreast to it, right? 2 touches of events or get-togethers, parties. The event I just told you about, right? That could be one. Don't tell her I told you that. 4 touches of promotional direct mail, magnet, calendar, marker report. We've all received, I have magnets of other agents on my refrigerator. So we all have received those, right? People like them. People really love the notepad. When you get a notepad. Even if it has your face on it, they use it as a doodle to draw on you, they still are seeing your name. They're still seeing your face, right? I saw a listing agent who had his listing sign up with his face on it, and somebody took a marker and drew a mustache and glasses and everything. What are the colors? Yeah. So he did it himself on him, and he's like, yeah, here I am. No, he owned it, right? Instead of getting all upset about it, he owned it. Let's go with this. I love it. Okay, we have 2 more minutes. I need some ahas. Ahas are what stood out to you? What did you get from this class that you're going to utilize? What did you go, oh my gosh, I never knew that. That was great information. That's what we call an aha.
Let's get into it a little more, but how you were saying that you could say if another person has a listing, you could still show it, market it as your own, and get leads that way.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that, so it's kind of like aha. Yeah.
And if it's our own brokerage, oh, run with it. Yeah. Okay, what's another aha? Popeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically, you do the Popeyes to your past clients or your clients who are getting ready to sell something because it'll be too expensive to do all these 200 of them. But I know people who have put flyers in people or Veterans Day or whatever. And then when COVID first started, there was a couple of agents and I wish I would have thought about it, but such a great idea. There were a couple of agents in my neighborhood that put those windmills, those little windmills, hundreds of them along the main roads, in people's yards and neighborhoods. So it was a happy feeling when you drove and you saw these windmills going. I loved it. But yeah, Popeyes are such a great thing to keep in contact. They're great reasons. And who doesn't want like a free little gift? Okay, one more aha from this side of the room. Or Zoom land. But something that you took away from this class.
I like the idea of using like that Santa thing we were talking about and kind of like piggybacking off that. And that kind of allows you to kind of like put your business out there about really trying.
Or without spending a lot of money, right? Yeah.
I think that's really thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Really creative.
Yep, exactly. Awesome. Okay, so you guys have your 10-4 you got to get done today. Right? I mean, you didn't get a whole lot of time to do your 10-4 today, but you got to do it. Cool. Big trouble. And then I'll see you here tomorrow at 1 o'clock, okay, for our next class. And tech should be a little bit better tomorrow. I'm lying. But have a phenomenal day and call me, text me if you have any questions on anything, okay? Yes, ma'am.
The 10-4, do I need that?
Yeah, you can do, yeah, you can tweak it because you don't have command yet.
Okay.
So just write down
everything down.
Yeah, just write it down and then when you do have a week to upload and then Vince will help you.
Okay. Yeah. And you want this by next week?
No, 10-4 every day.
Oh, that's great.
Every day. Every day. Roll up our sleeves, make it happen. That's it. Have a great day.
House in the notes.
Yes.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
That's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Lynette. Do you have any questions?
No, I just got one. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great day.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.